We're going to start with something that is extremely popular and famous in the J jewelry line. It also happens to be a big deal, which means we just launched this today at a price lower than it's ever been, and we're moving through our final quantities, so we're not bringing it back. It is the 3.7 millimeter, which is the juicy, thick gauge of their iconic chain, the box chain, in a bracelet with these textured 925 sterling solid cast stations. It is so weighty that depending on the size that you choose, again, you're choosing either your extra small, small, average, large, or extra large, you are getting between 12 and almost 15 grams of sterling silver. And then let me take you through your choices, because you have some choices. This is the hammered choice. Then we move into this. That right there is our Kalahari choice. Then we move into this, which is our floral choice. And then the most limited, only 150 to go around, is the crane choice. Again, extra small is 6 1/4 inch, small is 6 3/4, average is 7 1/4, large is 8 inches, extra large is 8 1/4. And by the way, it doesn't matter what you choose here, you pay one price on your screen for either the heaviest to the least heavy. They are all sized and they are gorgeous. Angela Carini is joining us from the J team. Angela, it's nice to see you again. Look at it.
Hi.
Did you plan this? Did you check what I was wearing?
I didn't, but we look great.
We look great, Angela. I can't believe this is, comparably speaking, a $250 bracelet. And it comes, of course, everything on the set tonight you'll see live comes in gorgeous J packaging. So let's start there, honey. What is J? J stands for something. Explain who you are and what it means.
Yes. So J means heart in Thailand, and that's really where, we originated from. So our brand is all about taking global trips, being inspired by beautiful cultures, and just really capturing moments in time. And we take all of that, greatness, and we bring that back to our master artisans. And we have a designer luxury DNA. So we take all of that, the craftsmanship, that global inspiration, and we put it into beautiful solid sterling silver pieces for you.
Thank you, honey. That was great. That was the perfect introduction to what we're going to do for the next hour. So let us talk about, this is all 925 sterling silver. This is the larger gauge of the iconic box chain. So it's the 3.7 millimeter. And walk me through the stations, the design, and then one thing you'll typically always see with J jewelry is that it's the full swivel lobster claw clasp, and even the clasp is treated like an art detail.
Yeah, exactly. And so whenever you get, any piece from us from top to bottom, it's going to be beautiful and well thought out. And that's really what this heritage collection is about. This is the first piece that we introduced in this collection. And what heritage really means to us is a celebration of the journey that you've been with us throughout the past 11 years here at QVC. So we wanted to celebrate all of those beautiful textures that you have grown to love from us and put it in this really classic style bracelet for you. So we gave you our 3.7 millimeter box chain, which is, I think, like the perfect Goldilocks size for bracelets. It's not our most finest gauge, but it's not our thickest. So
Agreed.
It's just a really nice substantial size. And then we gave you, for the first time ever, these new elongated stations that include the texture that I think just showcases them all so beautifully. Basket weave texture on either side of those baguettes, no matter which texture you pick. So, on both sides as well, too. So, from top to bottom, this is, there's texture all around.
So, honey, there are always very quintessential techniques in J jewelry. And so let's walk through the choices as we're flashing them beautifully on the screen. The crane is the most limited, so why don't we begin there, because for those that are wanting the crane, you best, I mean, hurry. This is a $250 comparable retail value, and since it launched as a big deal at the lowest price it's ever been, I believe we've had something crazy like, is it 800 or 800 out the door? The crane symbolizes what and how is it created, this texture?
So the crane texture is from our trip to Japan, inspired by the beautiful, strong bird, known as the crane. It's known for longevity. It's known as the bird of happiness. It can also be known as the heavenly crane. A lot of people also refer to cranes as being like a very mythical creature, which I think is just so amazing. Like it's real, but people just think that it's so beautiful and majestic. And so there's so much beauty and symbolism behind this. But when it comes to our pieces, it starts out as a hand sketch. Then our master artisans will create a beautiful mold. From that mold, they'll pour liquid hot silver inside there. And yep, there you're seeing that beautiful hand sketching done. There's a wax tree where from that liquid, it's all melted down into that beautiful carving, and then starts all of those hand finishing details. We solder this by hand. We do that hand applied oxidation that you're seeing right there by hand. We're polishing it off with the polishing wheel by hand to give you this beautiful finished product.
Okay, now can we move into my favorite, which is the hammered. The stations, which are just bright, gleaming, they almost look like liquid mercury because they are so shiny, have these like gentle, tender dimples in them. Explain the hammered.
The hammer texture is just as you said, it's the most reflective of all of our textures. So if you like something that's going to give you a lot of shine, this is a really great one for you. But the hammer texture really for us was symbolizing either that sunlight or moonlight reflecting on that water at that perfect moment, just giving you those little points of reflection. So, it's not heavily textured, but it's just subtle enough where it just gives you the right amount of texture to hit, the sunlight perfectly.
And then, honey, next to it, right here, I'm wearing it as well, Kalahari.
Kalahari is from our trip to Africa. And the Kalahari beads were really inspired by the Kalahari Bushmen. They wear these beautiful beads. And what they do is they live off of their land. They work together as a community. They're really, really big on family. And so those circles are really like the circle of life or who's in your family community. So, if you have a special, someone in your life or someone in your family that you want to gift this to, that's a great choice for you.
And then, of course, the floral is on the bus form. And regardless of what you choose, the beauty of J jewelry is like you rack them, you stack them. That's, of course, a big look, even in couture, 925 sterling. They play well with watches. They play well with other bracelets, pearls, gemstones, diamond tennis bracelets. But they warm to kind of like the temperature of your skin. And then, I mean, I have a dear friend who wears like this all the way up her arm, and she sleeps with it and she showers with it. So the floral is our last choice.
The floral option is just so beautiful. It's probably our most heavily oxidized one. And we wanted to do that on purpose to really accentuate those beautiful petals. You could see those little brush strokes and all those little points in the floral pattern. And really to us, no matter where you travel or no matter where you live, there's always a flower in bloom. So I just think that floral pattern is just so beautiful and feminine.
The big deal price is saving, and it just happened today, 40% off. You are getting upwards of 15 almost grams of 925 sterling. If you choose the largest size, which is an extra large, that's 8¼ inch. And Chance, thanks for reminding me. Do you want to throw the size chart up so everybody can see? You have a holiday return policy. You have free exchanges. You have an almost $100 savings off of the regular QVC price, not to mention at retail, this at least would be $250 because this is not hollow or tubing, Angela. This is solid 925 silver that actually starts its life as an idea and a thought and an emotion and a sketch elsewhere in the world long before it is poured and cast and it takes on this shape. And bracelets are one of my favorite things, so I was kind of excited that you brought this to lead the show.
Yay, I'm excited too.
All right, guys, so a couple things. We're gonna bring you earrings and rings and necklaces